Today on EA Sports. It's week 17 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Tennessee Titans.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Sunshine State at Everbank Stadium here in Jacksonville. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Jaguar team. It's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
So here come the Jaguars to take over for the first time behind Trevor Lawrence, their quarterback in season number 4.
And he just continues to throw touchdown pass after touchdown pass, leading the league here down the final stretch of the year. Guys will say that the numbers and the rankings, they don't matter to him very much, but I don't know how much I actually believe that. Sure, he's team first, but I think everyone would like to see him finish number 1, including himself.
First carry for the Clemson man, Travis Etienne. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. The numbers on the ground for Etienne last week. 11 carries, 63 yards, and a touchdown.
He comes into this one ranked 9th in the NFL in rushing. I think that every member of that offense knows exactly where he sits. You can see it from every one of them out there. They're all fully committed to making this a game where he really breaks free and climbs a couple of spots.
Flushed out right. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. Great vision there by Lawrence as he scrambles for a first down.
Facing second and short, that gives you a chance to go for a bigger play through the air. But I think he said to himself, why not just handle this one? Got all the yards you needed and then some, and made that snap a huge success.
And he's up over midfield and down into Tennessee territory. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. The Jaguars at 14-1 now on the year. And I tell you, it has been a few months now since they've tasted defeat, and they are without question the hottest team in football.
And I'm really not sure who's going to beat them right now, because to me, they have to be the favorites to go all the way, because they're not just beating teams, they're dominating them. It's been fun to watch them play, not just in their winning, but how they're getting it done.
3rd down and 1. Here's a give to Bigsby. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
He's going to fire one, corner of the end zone. Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Evan Ingram with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Jaguars get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories, and you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do, and when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive, because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
The extra point splits the uprights, and it's now a 7-0 game. That time a 6-play drive.
And Evan Ingram able to finish it off with a touchdown reception. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. So here are the Titans ready to go on offense for the first time, and it's Will Levis, the 25-year-old at quarterback, in his second season out of Kentucky.
And it felt like in watching the game tape, he got everyone involved last week.
He was a manager.
He really was. That's a great way to put it, because they ran the ball some, they threw it accurately. 1 touchdown pass, so he didn't, break the bank doing that, but he didn't throw any interceptions. That's the bottom line. That's why a defense loves a quarterback like that. Doesn't put them in bad situations.
The first carry now for Tony Pollard.
And he'll get this up just shy of the 30. The rushing numbers for Pollard last week:
20 carries, 79 yards, and a touchdown.
Has 9 rushing touchdowns on the season, so a lot of credit has to go to the rest of the offense, because those big guys up front are doing work. But now the goal is to get to 10. And don't for a second think that the defense doesn't know that. They'd like to do their best to keep him out of the end zone in this one.
And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. 3rd and 5. Out of the gun to give to Spears.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. A 3-yard loss. 4th down now.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Now on 4th down, here's Ryan Stonehouse to punt for Tennessee.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. That's taken on the 25.
A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return.
And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look.
Well, including this week, 3 weeks remain in the regular season, Charles, and it is going to be interesting to see how this playoff picture sorts itself out before we head into the postseason.
Competitive, entertaining postseason, that's what we're always striving for. But I think we get it during the regular season, too, because you never know how things are going to go during the final weeks of the season. Every team pulling out all the stops to get a better seed or just to get one of those 7 seats at the table.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. The Jags picking up the 1st down there, a gain of 12.
Here's Lawrence to throw.
Now he lets it go deep for Kirk, and it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, kind of a quirk in the schedule. These 2 division rivals didn't see each other much of the year. Their first meeting was just a few weeks ago, back in Week 14, and it was the visiting Jaguars who won that ball game. So
that's caught inside the 20. Touchdown, Jaguars. Josh Reynolds, 53 yards.
And the Jaguars lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big strike like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Point after, right down the middle, and it's now 14-0.
after the touchdown. Cook now to kick this one away. And he'll wisely just take a knee here. This ball will come out to the 30-yard line.
The Titans coming back onto the field for their second drive. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot because I think this team is looking for a new quarterback.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Here's Pollard again.
He takes this for 3 to the 29.
Nothing the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter now. Titans in possession of the football. 3rd down and 6. As they've got it as we resume action. Levis on 3rd down.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Dangerous spot for them to cough it up. Lucky to have recovered because had the defense gotten it, they were already within a shadow of the goalpost.
Yeah, and then you're yelling at your own defense. Sudden change, sudden change. That's not what you want to hear on your sideline. That means you got to run out there and try and stop an offense who has the ball in a very advantageous position.
47 yards on the punt that time, just 1 yard on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And now out come the Jags. Now, right now, they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
ETN up the middle. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 46 yards rushing for him now on just 6 carries to this point. On 1st and 10, it's ETN.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
Here's Lawrence. He'll get that underneath ETN.
And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. The Jags picking up the 1st down there, a gain of 12.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
From the gun, Bigsby. And he's able to work his way down inside the red zone to the 19-yard line.
11 more on that one and another 1st down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. And Bigsby once more.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Now a 2nd and 2. Straight ahead, ETN.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. That leads us to a 1st and goal. It's a pickup of 8. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Here's first and goal, and gosh, points here, a chance maybe to put this thing away before halftime. Lawrence. Touchdown! Brian Thomas, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Jaguars take a 3-touchdown lead. Well, just a sensational start for this offense, Charles. 3 drives, 3 passing touchdowns.
Is that like mentioning a perfect game in baseball? Or are we cool to do it here in football, partner?
No, I think you can do it here in football. I think perfect game in baseball, that's its own category.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Could not imagine a worse start for that secondary, or let's face it, a better one for this offense. No chance they stop passing now the way that it's going. I think we'll continue to press the ball downfield and hopefully reap the same results.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. Tennessee offense set to go again. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
And that one to the right side and incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Levis. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, congratulations to them. They come through defensively with another stop. And let's face it, this secondary, they've gone unchallenged so far in the first half.
They'll throw it again with Levis. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Tyson Campbell inside the 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. But no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick-6.
And it's plays like that one that have made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
Now the try here for the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away. And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30. Here's the Titan offense now as they make their way back onto the field. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick-6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick-6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Levis back to throw. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked up by Foyesade Oluwakin. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick-6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just want to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did and came through with a big-time pick-6.
And oh, he clanks it off the right upright, and it's no good. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line. He's had a pretty miserable first half. The pick six a moment ago, the second one he's thrown, and we're not to halftime yet. Here's a screen now for Pollard. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Well, we're always talking about the athleticism we see from these guys on the field. How about the intelligence as well? He recognized that there was a screen pass on that one, broke off his pass rush, and got back to tackle the running back. That's great scouting and great reaction.
And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number one. On third down, it's Pollard, and he'll get this one up to the 26. It's a gain of just 3, and the offense likely going to yield to the punting unit here on fourth down. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he's on to punt for Tennessee. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. He'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence being chased out left.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
Final play of the half. It's Lawrence on the move to his left. Completes it to Evan Ingram. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, we'll get back to you two in a bit. For now, plenty of early game action around the NFL to get you caught up on, so let's get to it. We'll begin up north at MetLife Stadium over in New Jersey. And it's the Giants who are out in front. Wan'Dale Robinson, a touchdown reception. From there, let's head up to Cincinnati, Ohio, to check in on the Bengals at home at Paycor Stadium. And they were losers in that one as they fall to the visiting Denver Broncos. Javonte Williams, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. Finally, let's get down to Houston. Check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting Baltimore Ravens. Joe Mixon, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. In the first half, we saw a strong outing from Trevor Lawrence. He connected on 3 touchdown passes in those first 2 quarters as his guys have built up a sizable lead here at the break.
The Titans going to get the ball to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back to it on EA Sports. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. Tennessee offense making their way out onto the field as you take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Second down, Pollard again. That one a first down pickup of 8.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And here's a give to Spears. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. The Spears with another carry. There he goes, right side. Now he's free at the 35. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Almost unstoppable on the ground there, as that one is good for 39. So after some runs, now they'll throw with Levis. On the slant, Burks. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a 1st down. Levis to throw it. He'll leave it for Kelly, complete. They'll wind up getting just a yard out of it, and it's 2nd down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Meanwhile, Levis's throw here into the hands of Boyd. And it's a Titans touchdown. Tyler Boyd, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Titans are able to cut into that deficit. Nick Folk for the point after. And the lead drops from 34 to 27. So the drive winds up going 75 yards in 7 plays. And it's finished off by the touchdown from Tyler Boyd. On the return, Devin Duvernay. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Here comes the Jags offense now. Time for their first possession of half number 2. Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's pretty much out of reach.
We honestly might already be at that point, partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down. High throw, but the catch is made. And he'll be touched down in the end, but a big play on that one.
And if anyone thinks they're just going to tuck their horns in and pull back off the throttle a little bit, you can forget it. Even with this big third-quarter lead, I think this team's going to continue to take their shots downfield, and there's another completion.
Running out of the gun with ETN. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Travis Etienne with his 17th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Jaguars just continue to roll. On the other sideline right now, it's just absolute dejection. But, Charles, let's focus on the positive. With the lead that they built here, they've done pretty much everything to perfection in this ball game.
They certainly have. Makes me think that their week of preparation was excellent. And they flowed into this game, and it carried over. And right now, I don't expect them to back off at all. They're playing so well, they just want to keep it going.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line. Offense back out there, and we shine the spotlight on the Memphis man, Tony Pollard. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally,
as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of him?
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Trayvon Walker able to record his 5th sack of the season.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
They just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. And he'll take it just outside the 40. A very good return that time. 18 yards. Now the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field.
Now Lawrence on first down.
And this one is incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Lawrence will throw. Oh, first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted.
Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
First and 10, it's Levis.
And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time is run out on this third quarter of play. 3 quarters in the books. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Levis's throw is on target to Burks. It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lick at the end of that one.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Levis sets up to throw here.
And that is incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Folk's kick is good.
And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 25. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Jaguars. Josh Reynolds with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year.
And the Jags continue to pour it on here in the 4th.
Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2.
And no thought of bringing this one out. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll begin the drive at the 30.
The Titan offense now working their way back onto the field.
We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Now Levis. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
3rd and 2. Here's Levis. He's got his target. That's complete. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a first down. Levis to throw once more. Throw out wide is incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Levis looking to throw. Short throw taken in by Okonkwo. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Back to throw, it's Levis. He gets this one to Burks. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Here's Ryan Stonehouse now as he's on for the 5th time here today. And problem spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4. That tackle by Jeffrey Simmons. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. They go play action now. Lawrence. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. The Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. So a good punt there, but a very strong 14-yard return. And it'll be Titan football. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Here's Levis. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
That sure looked like a nice call by the defense, and they're very cohesive in their coverage. As soon as he cut inside, they broke on the football and met him as the ball got there and forced the incompletion.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. That hold coming from the left side of the line.
Hands got caught in the cookie jar on that one, and the flag came out. Penalty against them.
2nd down, here's Levis. Going to the right here and finding Burks. Yeah, he'll work free from one tackle, but that's about all as he's taken down. So the completion gets him just a yard. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Levis from the gun. And Levis tosses his 3rd interception of the game. Picked off by Andre Cisco. Inside the 10. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. What impressive performance just became a little bit more impressive here as they add yet another score to the ledger late in the 4th quarter.
And not much has stopped them at any point in this game, partner. This is just an old-fashioned blowout right here. They probably could put the brakes on themselves, but they elected not to and played this one all the way out.
So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. And he'll wisely just take a knee here, and this ball will come out to the 30-yard line. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Now back to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40. Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but
and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. A try here for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. And that one will go down in the books as just a one-play drive and then 3 points tacked on to the end of it. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And the returner down to a knee, and this will come out to the 30-yard line.
Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
for a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception.
Picked up by Andre Cisco.
And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Yet another mistake after the interception there. And gosh, you look up at the scoreboard, they just got to be thinking this one cannot get over fast enough.
It certainly can't. And also what happens when you get this big of a deficit, you're supposed to make all the right throws, right? You're supposed to try and obviously get the ball to your own guys. But being down this big, you also take even more chances. And in this situation, that hasn't paid off for them at all.
On the other sideline, jubilation and laughter. Now one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for the Jags,
they move to a sparkling 15-1 with 1 game still to go in the regular season.
So that'll do it for us. For my partner, Charles Davis, and all the hard-working men and women on our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL right here on EA Sports. The Jaguars are winners here as we say so long from Jacksonville.